This blue dot's going on the air. Looks like he's going everywhere. With his pet Jenny and his blue dot family. Travis is his tech guy. Put that blue dot in the sky. On his first Naruto run. Looked like this blue dot was having fun. He is not a mouse. Moved from the shop to the house. With Marsha and his clan. This blue dotty is the man. Travis is his tech guy. Put that blue dot in the sky. Looked like he was having fun. Look like this blue dot is gonna run. He likes to say every day in his own special way. Are you shitting me? And he loves his blue dot family. We love John, he is the man. And we love this special clan. We are a blue dot family. And we like to be
How y'all doing tonight? It is Sunday night. You know we're going to have a family meeting, so I appreciate y'all showing up. And I really want to point out who jumped in. Joy Peters was the first one to jump in the room. Thank you very much, Joy. Maria Bentoncourt, John Heron, Wayne Flick, Kelly Mercer, Jimmy Swanson, Randy Kervin, Charles Steckel, and Oddly Wired. How y'all doing? Mike Lang, Rick Scott's here. Grim's here. All right, Val Wood. Baby, we got a full house down here. The family is in session, baby. I hope y'all have enjoyed your weekend. Our weather down here finally turned good. We had a nice sunshiny day today. Temperatures sliding back up towards 60-something, so hoping to get back in the 70s here before Christmas, and we'll be doing good. But at any rate, I hope you got all your Christmas plans ready and everything's getting to the point where you can start to settle down a little bit and relax before Christmas. But chances are there's always something you always forget, and that you're going to have to be back out there in that mess again. But if you do, just be careful and be nice and say hello to somebody and smile at them and say Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah or whatever it is that it would be appropriate. Anyway, just wish them a merry time for the seasons, baby, because that's we all should be there. Anyway, there's still stuff going on, though. There's news coming out now about the timeline of the aid being held back from Ukraine. It was 90 minutes after Donnie Boy got off the phone with Zelensky, and he froze the assets so they wouldn't be able to get it. And, that's what I meant when I said the other day that between now and the time that this trial starts in the Senate, there ain't no telling what we're going to see come out, and more stories, more information is going to try to come out. And, the more information that comes out, the better it is for our side, because the more of the truth that comes out, then the more likely it is that the Senate would be forced into a situation. But we're still waiting to see if that happened. There are cracks, though. You see it every once in a while. You see little stories in the news that Republicans aren't happy with him. Even the evangelical right is having little problems with him. His morality is a subject that is finally coming up on their side, I guess. I've listened to a lot of people talking about, well, it's a trade-off. It's a balance. You know, we're getting a lot of stuff from Donnie, but he's an immoral asshole. So we just kind of balance. That's no, baby, I don't think Jesus meant that kind of shit. You don't make a deal with the devil. Are you shitting me? You stand on your morals. You chase the devil out, and that's what this has to be. Because that's, what are we looking at?
Gunfire.
A lot of gunfire. I heard that. Pop, 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 pop. Yep, it's the weekend out here in beautiful Escondido. It's everybody grabs their gun. So, yeah, we'll hear that all night long. I already put Jenny up under the house, so she's fine. But anyway, there's more senators to convince up there. Evidently, some of them are ours. I read a story in here about Doug Jones down in Alabama. Remember the guy that had the special election down there running against the pedophile dude? And Doug Jones won down there. We were all happy a Democrat won. He's facing re-election this time in 2020 because that was a special election. And Doug Jones is down there saying, well, I don't know. Y'all just going to have to connect the dots for me and all that shit. So that's what we need to do. We need to have the witnesses in the Senate trial to have this shit come out to where it's undeniable what he did. As long as the Republicans try to bait and switch and dodge everything, the more guilty the man looks. And I don't know how guilty, you know. It says in the headline that Trump seeks to turn impeachment into a rally cry ahead of re-election bid. And we knew that. That's what we talked about the other day. He's going to come out saying, look here, they can't try me in the Senate. It's impeachment light. It's not really impeachment, all that kind of bullshit. He's going to be out there on the campaign trail spitting. Of course, it's all a lie, but evidently lying isn't a big thing with his group. So, you know, go figure that. Anyway, Bernadette, how are you, baby?
I'm doing good. You know, I was just thinking that he probably needs to RTFM.
RTFM?
And yeah, we techs in the industry, we call that read the fucking manual.
Read the fucking manual. It's in there, baby. This one's called the Constitution. It's in there.
Yeah.
That's it, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe if he read the fucking manual, he'd
Yeah.
figure it the fuck
Yeah.
out.
No.
Hey, Trump, you're impeached.
Yeah, you're impeached, and it doesn't matter what you say on Fox News.
Forever.
It's
It's like you got an asterisk on one cheek and impeached on the
on
other.
the other. Yep, impotus. That's what he is. Velda, how are you, darling?
I'm pretty good, and I'll follow that up with an exclamation mark.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Now we just have to get it into the Senate and see what's going to happen. And I think Nancy's pulling it the right way, forcing the.
I think she was
Yeah.
very smart about this move.
Yeah. I don't, trying to rush it right down in there, didn't look good. Okay, especially with Mitch McConnell out there yanking him his chain about, he's not an impartial juror. Well, then get the hell out, buddy. If you can't make it up on the merits, he's just telling us. And how are you, Mr. Johnny Fly? Are you in the room with us? I see he's got his mic muted there. Well, we'll give him.
Johnny.
Yeah, we'll.
Johnny, I told you was muted.
Hey there.
He's typing something.
Oh, he's typing something. Uh-oh.
Oh, I can't unmute.
Can't unmute. Oh, man. Boy, howdy shit. Get a hammer. That always works for me. Beat the hell out of it.
Okay.
Well, that's all right. We're glad you're in the room anyway. We're glad all our family members drop by and see us. Anyway, if you can get Discord, the easiest way to do it, download Discord app and just follow the link under the video.
In the YouTube description below.
There you go.
I was hoping you'd figure this out by now.
That's not my job.
You got to practice what you preach,
That's
yo.
not my job.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Down in the description of the YouTube link, because unfortunately Facebook and Twitter will not let us post links, so go on over to our YouTube channel, look down in this video below. You'll see a link that'll take you to all the links, and you can find how to get to Discord from there.
Oh, but John did say, hey, the Eagles are winning.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That might be wise. His mic's not working.
John,
Put a bug
it's
in
probably good. You're muted.
Yes, the Cowboys. When I last seen them, it was 10-3, and Philadelphia was looking real good. So I don't have a whole lot of yes. So all the Philadelphia fans out there, yep. It's going to be a rough day for the Cowboys, I think. But it ain't over. It could happen. You know, miracles happen. It's Christmas time, baby. You know.
I'm watching it right now. It's 16-6, and there's still another quarter to go.
See, we got another 3 points. We got another field goal. Boy, howdy shit.
We're down. Cowboys are down.
Yeah, no, we were at 3. Now we're at 6.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah.
We got another field goal. We're not getting it across the field. That's the problem.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah, well.
I see where you're coming from. Now I misunderstood you.
Yeah, that's all right. I was prepared for it. They let me know. I was out there watching it, but hell, y'all saved me from my misery. Then let's don't talk about it.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
we won't, but it's not over yet. So we'll leave it at that.
That's true. It could happen. I've seen it happen before. Cowboys come back in the last 3 seconds of the game and make 3 touchdowns. I've seen it. Sort of.
We'll leave it at that.
If Donnie can get away with lying about shit, I'll make up crap too. Yeah, they won the game in the last 2 seconds, made 4 touchdowns. Yeah. Anyway, Keith, how about you up in Minnesota, buddy? Is it cold up there? Oh, Catman's got his muted too. Boy, howdy shit. I'm batting 1,000 here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Hey,
Keith
Keith.
here.
How you doing, bub?
Hey, it's a heat wave. It's 36 degrees.
36, man. You got your bathing suit on out there?
And my shorts.
And your shorts, buddy. Put the flip-flops on. It's plum summer out there, 42 degrees. Are you shitting me? That's still too cold. That was our low. Well, no, we did. We got down to 31 here the other night, momentarily. That's what they said on the news when I woke up. It got down to 31. I looked over at the temperature. It was 36. Okay, we're climbing fast. So that was good. But so everything's good up in Minneapolis. Oop, I might have caught him right there, didn't I?
Yep.
Yep.
Now I was switching between YouTube and Discord.
Uh-oh.
So now I got you right here.
Okay. How's everything up in Minneapolis? Everything's doing fine? Y'all ready for impeachment or removal? You know, the polls say now that the polls are swinging more towards removal now. You know, so the polls are going up on our favor.
Look, I had heard some things this
The
morning.
more people are seeing of what Donnie has really been doing and what he's like, they're realizing we have an asshole in office.
Yep. Yeah. What were you saying about that?
I said I was listening to some news early this morning, and there was a gentleman on one of the shows. I think it was Joy in the
Right.
AM or something like that, and he had ran down this list of Democratic accomplishments, and we should probably go over that. Check this out: 54% won impeach and removal, and
There
that's
you
from
go.
a Fox poll.
That's a Fox
Okay.
poll?
That's right.
Oh, we're looking good.
That was the latest Fox poll. We have won 2 governors in Kentucky and Louisiana. Okay, those are red states.
Those are red
That's
states.
quite the accomplishments. Check on that. Okay.
And we
We
took
got
Virginia.
40 House seats in 2008. 40
At
seats
18.
in the House.
Yeah, that was the blue wave, baby.
That's quite the accomplishment. And then check this one out: 400 seats in state legislatures.
There you go.
Since 2017.
There's the power.
The Dems are not losing on this.
No.
And Nancy knows exactly what she's doing. His ass is impeached whether he likes it or not. And there's a freaking tsunami coming at his ass.
I believe
and
so.
It happens to be
It's going to
blue.
turn more and more, too, because it's going to snatch up more, just like we was talking about with this new Christian Times thing came out. And we have a evangelical magazine that is now calling...
You mean E.T.?
E.T. Yeah, E.T. E.T.
Yeah,
phone
right,
home.
right.
E.T. E.T.'s coming back. Y'all know that, don't you? E.T. Yeah,
can't
they're gonna
wait.
make. Yeah, I know it. I
can't
want to
wait.
see that movie.
That's going to be awesome.
I want to see it. What's what's that kid?
No, it's not a movie. Unfortunately, they who was it? It was some company got the rights to make a commercial.
They did. They did.
Yeah, I've seen the commercial.
Yeah, and that was beautiful.
Yep.
I loved it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be in a movie.
No.
Oh bullshit!
unfortunately.
I
Yeah.
call bullshit.
I mean, if they worked off of just that little bit right there,
They could make a whole damn movie right out of that.
Yep.
Well, son of a
Right.
gun. Boy, howdy.
Give him something to think about, Travis.
Right?
I've always said if it ever
Okay.
happens, I hope it happens like that. You know, let some kid meet an alien, and that way we get it all.
Right?
Yeah, get it all
Right.
smoothed out. Nobody be whipping out a gun and shooting shit. You know, some redneck out in the woods. You know, look at there. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. We'd all be vaporized just because some idiot couldn't hold his gun. Boy, howdy.
That's scary.
It is. It is. You know, it's not as. Did y'all hear about what's it? I ain't got the story in front of me. Who's this Washington State lawmaker up there? Y'all following hear about this story?
Yeah, he's a dumbass that got
Yep.
in that doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
And even my kids up there are saying he's a piece of shit.
I would imagine so. If you don't know the story, I know the basics of it, and that's it. Caught this guy. He's part of a one of these militias, I guess, or whatever, and he's been cranking out articles or hate things about they're going to take over the United States here, I guess, and it's a Christian group, and if any of y'all ain't Christians and don't get on your knees to follow, well, they're going to just shoot the males. Y'all let that think in. They're going to shoot the men and keep the women. For
Yeah, I ain't
what?
heard about that.
Yeah. He put a manifesto or something out there that if
Hey, Bernadette,
Yes.
we know what to do with him now, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
y'all get that evil laugh going there. I don't want to be that guy. That's what his thoughts were, that they would just start going around, and if you're not a Christian, they'll just shoot the men. If you're not a Christian woman, well, get ready for that red robe and the Handmaid's Tale crap, because that's where this guy's that's where his mind's going. Yeah.
Well, hold a minute. Hold a minute.
Okay.
He's a congressman?
He is I think he's a state legislator.
He's a state senator.
State senator in the state house.
And they're calling for him to resign.
Yeah, he's putting up a
yeah,
fight.
he should.
Refusing.
Who are we talking about?
What's his name?
Oh God, I wish I could remember.
I don't have the.
I don't.
Yeah, let Bernadette have it for just a minute.
She's got a separate way to communicate
Let
that
me
way.
look. Yeah, maybe somebody up here in the chat's already beat us to it. Yes, we have Space Force. It's official now.
Farce, you mean?
Oh, hi Jen. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Hanging in there. We're trying to remember this guy's name, but it's not coming up. Did you hear about him, Jen?
No, this is what I'm trying to find out.
Yeah.
Just
Idiot.
the little pieces you were talking about when I came in.
Hi, Jane.
He's from
Hi.
Spokane, Bernadette.
Spokane.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's in the
My
city.
stomping grounds.
Oh,
So
howdy.
we are talking about Washington State Representative Matt Shea.
Shave. Matt Shave. Go ahead, Bernadette. You got a little info on that guy?
Well, hang on. Let me make sure I'm talking about the right person.
Oh, yeah. I think that's him.
Accused of domestic terrorism and refuses to resign.
Okay, I seen
That's
that.
him.
Okay.
Candy 2's telling us that 2 white nationalists out of Quebec were arrested for making death threats against Prime Minister Trudeau. Boy, howdy shit.
Wow.
That's why we got to get this man out of our house, because that kind of shit spreads.
I tell you, spreads, because I mean, I've mentioned that the fact that I like watching soccer, and over in the UK they don't take the racist shit. You get arrested for that stuff. And last weekend there was a soccer match where some stuff like that happened, and some people got arrested for it. And today it happened again, and it was a big deal. They had to make an announcement 3 times over the PA that racism is not a part of this game, won't be a part of this. But it's even over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling my buddy about that earlier today. We both love soccer and watch it, and he didn't get to watch today. But I was telling him, I was like, man, this shit happened again. Over there, and we've been watching soccer for years, and this is the first time we've seen any shit like this, So it's crazy. It is. It really is. Sad.
Then we have a woman in Illinois decides it's all absolutely fine to run over his little girls because they're Hispanic.
Yep, this lady jumped her car onto the sidewalk to hit a 14-year-old girl that was walking down the sidewalk. And when the police arrested her, they asked her why she did it. She said because she was Mexican. Are you shitting me? That's the kind of hate. That's the kind of visceral, kind of deep hatred that is spreading around this country. It's not taking over everything. For every one of them,
themselves Christian.
Yes, a lot of them do. Yeah. A lot of them do. Go figure how that works out. And I'm sure if you were to ask this young lady that ran over the girl, yeah, she's a Christian too. She'd swear up and down. You know, that's who some of the evangelicals are that are following him. I'm sure. But this all stems. We've seen all kinds of shit come into the spotlight. Go ahead.
She's being charged with vehicle attempted homicide. Yeah. She's being charged with being intoxicated, drug, and I think they're gonna throw in the hate crime.
The hate crime. Yeah, because that was her statement at the scene. Why'd you do it? Yeah. Well, because she was Mexican. All right, sounds like a hate crime to me. Where you got to go any farther for that shit?
I think she got like $1 million cash bond
out, and
there was something else. I think there was some other stipulation. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, she just looked like she could care less. I mean, shit. I don't know.
Wait until she gets into prison.
Yeah. That's gonna be a different story. But she just had this look on her face, like, you know.
She better hook up with the white nationalists the minute she walks in the prison doors.
Oh, exactly.
Or she's gonna.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this Shay guy, he has been called to step down from his position, and he refuses to go. He says he's a leader of the anti-government patriot movement.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so he has been doing this since, he was found by a report that was done on him to have planned, engaged in, and promoted armed conflicts of political violence against U.S. government between 2014 and 2016 as leader of this movement. And he says, as of last Thursday on Facebook, he says, I will not back down. Stand strong, fellow patriots.
Now, see, he's trying to send a message to all the other little cockroaches out there. And this guy, it claims to be a patriot. He's anti-government patriot. I don't think so, asshole. That's not. You're not being a patriot because you want to stand up for the dick that's in the office right now. The lying, stinking, draft-dodging coward that you think is worthy of standing up to protect. He's a con man.
This is what he's promoting in this country.
Yes.
Now. And it's supposed to be normal, and it's supposed to be okay.
No.
He has given people like this idiot, free reign to go out there and run his mouth and do stupid shit.
Yes.
If he hates government so much, why is he a government official?
Really? Good question, Keith. I'll tell you why, because it pays well.
When did he get put in office? When did he get put in office? I mean, if they knew all this stuff about him from 2014 to whenever it was, when did he get elected?
I don't have that much information.
Yeah, I didn't think
it makes you. It has to make me wonder about his constituents. And what part of the country are you? What does your district look like? What does your area look like? Because it isn't America. Evidently, it's a hate-filled, racist scumhole, I guess, that he comes from. And if the citizens of that area need to get up and, can't they recall them or something? I don't know. They ought to.
You can recall legislators like that.
I think so.
It's a matter of passing around petitions, and you have to get more signatures than were cast in the previous election.
Boy, howdy.
Well, somebody.
Whatever district that is up there in Washington State, get busy, baby. Remove that guy. He's a stain on this.
The only thing that they say that after the report was released, that the state rep T.J. Wilcox announced that the state lawmaker has been suspended from any role in the House Republican caucus.
Good. This is where, in these instances, this is where the Republican Party needs to stand up and take issue. You know, if they don't, they're complicit in it. They could, you know, they condone it. They say, hey, yeah, come on, let's go, baby. Let's get all these worms in our government. It just can't go on like this. At some point, it's going to give, and it's going to give this time. It's going to give with this impeachment trial in the Senate, because pure patriotism is going to be challenged in there. It's just, we're going to see who's going to stand up for the Constitution, who's going to roll over for a that's what kills me. For what? For this guy? It ain't this guy. It's what you're getting out of him.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You don't like him. And none of them like him. He's a useful idiot to them. And he's providing tax cuts, and he's cutting regulations left and right. They got judgeships all over the place. You know, they'll turn a blind eye, just like the evangelical Christians that support him. They will turn a blind eye to his immorality, so they can get benefits. You know, and to me, that's just throwing your religion in the ditch. You really don't believe in those moral issues. You're just throwing them out there, you know, and allowing him to burn it up with what, payoffs? You know,
that's you know, but you know what? They stood with him up until the point that he got impeached. And now the evangelicals, or evangelicals, as some of us called them, all of a sudden say, he's not moral, and he since he's been impeached, that's just a little bit too much for me. He's not moral now. Okay, so we're gonna pull back off.
He wasn't moral when he got in this race.
Removed from, and that's my point. Up until the point he got impeached, they've been standing with this asshole.
That's it.
Oh no, that belongs to you now.
That's you know, it has caused me both personal pain and heartache because of that stand I take, and I make it very plain and clear. If you know me and you call yourself a Christian and you are supporting Donald Trump, only one of those two things is true. You're either supporting Donald Trump or you're a Christian. One of those two things, they don't go together.
You know, I appreciate the fact that they're waking up to this finally. Okay, cool. Then come join our side and let's get him the hell out.
Let's stand up. You know, I'm not even asking them that. They don't have to become a Democrat. You don't have to become a Democrat to save the society. You can go back to being a Republican, but make the Republican Party what it used to be, what you declared it to be. You said it, you were the moral conscience of America. You were fiscally responsible and all this other bullshit that you have told us for years and decades and all this shit. And now we find out it's not true.
Go ahead,
You're all missing the point. This magazine that came out and said get rid of Trump, this conservative Christian magazine.
Right.
Yes. No.
They want Pence. They want their theocracy.
Yes, they do. These are not.
This is what they're shooting for, is their theocracy. Not to get rid of Trump, to get in Pence.
Well, Pence, I don't think. Well, you know, we're so close to election. If he was removed, Pence were installed, he would not get reelected. You know, he would. I don't think so. This country. You know,
I think Pence would create a bigger blue wave than Trump's ass would.
It may indeed.
Hope.
I would hope so. Yes.
Freaking hope.
That man is
but
just.
what damage will he do between now and the election?
Exactly.
He'll have the same privilege of executive orders.
You know, the House is looking at him too.
Yeah, he would indeed.
You know, they are looking at him.
Oh yeah. Well, he's their only option. But Pence is in bed with all this shit with Rudy Giuliani and everybody else too.
Exactly.
He was knowledgeable about all of it.
Manafort's the one that put Pence in there to you know.
Right. Yeah. Because they needed somebody to counteract his immorality, his grabbing by the pussy shit. They needed a good, strong Christian fellow, somebody who wouldn't even go in a room with another woman unless his wife was with him. Somebody like that, and they found it in Mike Pence. And so that's their baby, but I don't think it would work because
Mike Pence is neck deep in this shit.
Yes, he is. You know, he's all
He's
tied
the
up with
next
this.
one on the chopping block. The House is
I'm
already
ready to put
looking
Nancy
at
in there
his
for the next 10
role.
months. How's that?
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Gary Springs says, fuck Pence. Just throwing that out for you there, Gary.
No, thank you.
No,
Can
thank
anybody
you.
say Mrs. President?
Yeah, that's it. Mrs. President, Miss Pelosi. That's what it would be. Number 3 on the list. Wouldn't that be a slap in the face? We have got to make this has got to be out in the public, you know, because we're dealing in a dangerous age with guys like the guy up in Washington State, the state lawmaker, who is caught doing this shit. We see these groups all across the United States. We see all sorts of vile shit talking about, well, you know, if he's not reelected or y'all take him out, it's going to be a civil war and all that crap. That is why the biggest reason that we need to get this guy out, and it needs to be out in the front, out and open in front of God and everybody. The evidence needs to be displayed. John Bolton, Mick Mulvaney, they need to come up in front of the Senate and testify. And if you don't, you're just a lying, stinking dog trying to protect the other lying, stinking dog. That's the problem they have right now, is they can't allow witnesses in the Senate, because if any witnesses come up there under oath, they're going to have a choice. Say he's guilty or commit perjury. It's one of the two. And they're going to be faced with this shit pretty soon. And that's why I think you know, it's all going to swing around. Just how much can the Republican senators stand? We know Mitch McConnell and Lindsey. You know, people like that. They're bought and paid for, baby. But there's a whole lot of other ones that ain't. And they're on the fence. They're on the line. Their districts, their home states. They're looking. They all can see this shit. The tide is turning, baby. I'm going to tell you. I smell it. I want him gone. I do. I want him embarrassed. I want him in handcuffs is what I'd like to see. Just like Nancy said, I don't want to see him impeached. I want to see him in prison, because that's where he belongs.
Yeah. I like to see that purple out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. You know.
An orange jumpsuit will match his hair.
But
oh, God, he's just blending well.
The powers that be, though, it makes you wonder, because it's going to be a dangerous time, because if he is removed, that's when those little cockroaches are going to come out in mass. I'm not saying they're going to start shooting up the streets, but they're going to start showing their ass. I just worry. I worry about, because of people like him, people like that lawmaker, who obviously has a following.
That's kind of scary, and I didn't know that was going on. Just you know, like there's a state in between me and him.
Yeah, he's up in your area. You know, and we know a lot of white nationalists are up in that area. Idaho is a big area for white nationalists. Yes.
Oh yes, especially in the Panhandle.
Yeah. Yeah. Up
Portland's got us problem with it. You know, Portland,
Yes.
Oregon. What was it? Not too long ago, the guy killed the people on the subway.
Yeah.
And up in court, he wasn't ashamed of it at all. He was just telling
sad.
him,
That's pitiful.
Yeah.
He was also a known crazy person.
Yeah.
That's what's sad,
Definitely.
is when he's a known crazy person.
Yeah.
You know, that's what makes it worse. He was known, you know, to the police and everything. It's man, but that's what we're fighting for, baby. That's what you know. It goes beyond just getting that asshole out. It's about changing this country, about redirecting it back to a moral compass. We can't allow assholes and racists and other scumbag cockroaches to come out of the woodwork and think they can act any way they want in this country. They can't. Society will not put up with it. Either that or we lose society itself. And there are some out there that want to go to a Mad Max kind of world.
Well, you know, that's what they keep promoting.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they keep promoting.
That's what this guy is, when he's talking about just kill all the males. Just that sentence in itself, it just tells you, really? And I bet you're a Christian too, but you want to save the females for what reason? You know, where does that mindset go? That you're willing to kill all the men, but you want to save the women.
But Johnson, he doesn't remember. There are a lot of us that are trained with firearms.
Yes.
We know how to shoot back.
Yeah. And that's what.
He might not want to save the women.
Yeah, he may not.
That's
They
all
got
I'm saying.
guns. Yes, they do.
You bring your ass down here, you'll see guns too.
Yeah,
With the women.
I'm telling you.
Fuck that.
Let's hope it never comes
I'm
to
a
that,
pacifist, but by God, I'll take up arms
Hey.
when I have to.
Well, see, that's where a lot of
Yeah.
that's where a lot of them make the mistake. They think that just cause we say, you know, we don't know shit and we don't have guns, you know, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm from the South. There's guns in my house.
Yeah,
I know you got
they're
guns
here.
in your house, John.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't take them out and caress them and hug them.
No. I'm
and-
not. Well,
and
that's
just
a lot of
worship
them are. You know,
They're
especially.
there when they need it.
Yeah.
When I need them, they'll be there.
Yeah,
we should all pull together as a nation. We shouldn't be letting Russia and their bullshit tactics be dividing us. But it is.
Oh yeah,
And folks,
definitely.
people have just got to wake up.
When
There
you-
are brothers and sisters and aunts, uncles, cousins, and family all across the states, and this is wrong. And you should realize that you guys are being played like a fine-tuned fiddle.
Yes, but to admit that would be to admit that they were wrong, and so many of them, especially the bumper sticker readers I'm talking about, the ones where
they don't have to tell anybody that they voted for somebody else than Trump.
Yeah, you
They
can
can
keep
just go
hanging
in
out
and
with your
vote.
old buddies and cussing all you want about everything, just when you go in that
And just
booth.
change your mind.
That's right. It's easy to do.
It's hard
Nobody
to
knows.
convince,
You know,
Ain't
It's hard
nobody
to
leaning.
convince someone with a hard head, though.
Yes, it is.
A lot of
Yes, it is.
hard-headed people out there.
And there's
So,
something you got to remember, and this is the most important part, and this is what scares me the most, and this is the reason why there's some people who were a part of my life that I no longer associate with, is that it doesn't matter, because the reason why they like Trump so much is for the reasons of how much of just an overall douchebag he is, because it seems like
that.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It seems like it's an excuse to where, you know what, this is going to be the way the world's going to be now. I can act just like him and let my prejudice flag fly.
That's where these banners came from. No more bullshit.
And that's the problem, though, is it doesn't matter what he does, and it doesn't matter what their policies are. It's the fact that he is such an asshole. They get behind that. And that is what's scary, because I don't think you can ever change that mind. You know, unless if they have a day of reckoning themselves and like realize their wrongs and maybe change, because I do believe people can change. There is no doubt in my mind people can change. But I believe it'd be a lot harder to change someone who's purely in it to be an asshole than someone who believes in one's policies. So
Oh,
that's
I like
my
Rick.
2 cents.
We need to put estrogen in their water supply.
Right?
Chill them out a little bit.
Such a difficult time getting water.
Bernadette, in and out.
Uh-oh.
I think
Another thing has happened is in
Thank you, Travis.
Not a
Georgia, another 300,000 have been taken off the voting records.
In
They're going
Georgia.
for 200,000 in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was I don't.
Total of
This is what's wrong
500,000.
with reading stories and not remembering the whole thing. There is a story out there. A Republican was caught on a hot mic talking about voter suppression being the reason they win. You know. And it, you know,
He was
like,
I think he was with Trump. I think he's one of
think
Trump's
so.
campaign. He was one of Trump's campaign.
I think it was too.
Because
Yeah, I
I remember
glassed over the story
stumbling
a little
over
bit.
that one. Yeah, I did too. And
Yeah.
he was part of Trump's campaign.
and it's like
So
you read that
that's-
story and you go, well, duh, really?
Yeah.
It's the way they work. And that should tell every patriotic American out there, I don't care what side of the fence you're on. This country is based on the value of every woman, every person's vote. And if one party is so hell-bent on trying to prevent people from voting, you can bet your ass they're a crooked party. Lie, cheat, steal. That's what they do, baby. They lie, they cheat, they steal, all of it. We saw it in North Carolina with the guy going out there trying to collect people's absentee ballots so they could change them out, their ballots. You know, we caught them red-handed.
And it sucks that what sucks to me is that, I'm going to go vote, but I don't know if I can trust it. If I might mark something now.
Exactly.
But hey,
Here.
That's what pisses me off and makes me
Well,
the most mad. I can't trust that shit.
It has everything to do with our current administration not securing our election.
Exactly. And we
Exactly.
saw a taste of that just the other day.
Vote absentee.
When Donnie's jumping up and down trying to argue against putting more sanctions and more roadblocks up in front of Russia with this new bill they're trying to pass. Donnie's standing up saying, no, we don't want to do that. The hell we don't. And Mitch McConnell is still standing on legislation on the floor of the Senate that is precisely for election security. And he has not passed it.
Bipartisan too.
Yes, bipartisan. That's right. It is this whole thing of, we know Russia meddled in 2016, and we know they're going to do it again.
Okay, so he's going to rig the trial.
Yes.
He's going to rig the election.
Yes. He's going to try.
Yeah.
They are going to try.
You know, he sold out the state of Kentucky to Russia already, and the aluminum.
Yeah.
You know,
Mitch has already made that deal, baby.
Deripaska's bitch.
Yeah.
You know.
And there you are. Kentucky is stuck between that. They need that plant. They want that plant. They're going to create a lot of jobs here. But, you know, at what cost on the overall thing?
And Russia will control the worker.
Yes. Russia will control the plant itself.
Yeah.
I see Aussie Dave up there. I don't know. He's got his mic off. He don't want to talk to us. So. There he is.
So.
Dave.
I'll talk to you guys.
How you doing, Dave? How's everything down under?
Smoky.
Oh,
very smoky.
Got a lot of fires down there, huh?
Yeah, they've been burning for the last couple of months, and they can't get on top of them. And it's heading inland, and it's sort of land that was burned 2 years ago. Oddly enough, it's burning again.
Damn.
So it doesn't take long to grow back. But I just got a little message for someone out there.
What's
to
up?
a person I spoke to 3 weeks ago. Get fucked. And
there you go.
You know who you are.
We second that.
You know.
And the horse you
know
rode
who
in
you
on.
are. Yes, exactly. And the horse, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a horse.
There's a horse. Yeah, fuck your horse too.
But I'm just going to say simply to this person that I've thought about it, and no, I'll stick with what I'm doing. The blue dots are for me.
There you go.
I've been keeping low for particular reasons, and I've been sick of spending money on my computer, and I've been copping a lot of flack in Australia. So
howdy. I'm sorry to hear that, Dave.
Trump has supporters around the place a lot, man. He's oddly enough, I'm quite amazed to finally realise that there are people in Australia that follow him.
Wow.
That's a worry.
Yes, that's what I mean. This asshole is infecting the whole world. You know, if they see, you know, not only here in the United States, they see how he acts. Other leaders, other dictators around the world are using the phrases fake news and all the same bullshit lines that Donnie's using. You know, this could spread very badly around the world if we don't face this shit up, if we don't stand up to it here. And we've stood up.
Well, it goes back to 1939.
Yes, that's what I was fixing to say. We've stood up to this shit before in the form of Hitler. It's the same shit in my eyes.
Exactly.
You know, his followers are maniacal.
Here's the thing. That was my father's war. Okay.
Right. Mine too.
This one is ours. And our war is coming from the inside out. And if we as a country can't stand up for it, then be prepared to lose this shit.
We could. Yes. If we let these fanatics take control of the government and leave it like that. It's if we allow
then
this.
Then I say that we can't let them.
No, we can't. This is it, baby.
We cannot let our soldiers, our boys died in 39 through to 45 to keep democracy, to keep the country free.
Keep
we
fascism
cannot allow their deaths to go unwarranted.
Yeah.
They died for this country and for the freedom of the country and to fight dictators. and to allow this man to come along now and say, well, their deaths are pointless, that was a waste of money and waste of time, get fucked.
Yeah, get fucked.
There you go, baby. Get fucked.
Yeah, and I hope he gets fucked.
It's worth standing up for. It was then. It was when this country was founded. It is now. It is
now.
We go right back to that thing Ben Franklin said. What do you have? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic if you can keep it.
That's right, baby. A republic if you can keep it, and we're still trying to keep it. It's been this way for 230 some odd years.
Yeah.
We're
in that point
And I
of
say
history.
it's our turn to stand up for our country.
Yes.
And if that means we got to take to the streets, we got to take to the streets. We cannot let this happen.
We need to, as I've always said, take patriotism back from the right, because they have this tendency to claim it. This is our flag. This is my Constitution. No, you don't believe in the values of that flag, and you don't believe in the values of that Constitution. You're a bumper sticker reader, and that's it. The
idiot in Washington that is on the anti-government, not just racism, but government, anti-government rants. Okay, the name of his group, Patriot Movement.
Yeah, they use that. That's what I mean. They use patriotic names and symbols and stuff to stir the emotions of people who can be swayed. If they're talking about killing your fellow Americans, there's nothing patriotic about that group. I don't give a fuck what you tell their name is. If they're talking about that, if you're meeting around with your little group and you're discussing how you're going to do military operations against your fellow Americans, you need to stop and take a good long thought on that, because you're going to come up with only one answer. You're a dick.
And you're a terrorist.
And you're a terrorist.
You're a terrorist.
You're a terrorist.
Yeah.
And that's what this lawmaker up in Washington's being charged with. Domestic terrorism.
Yep.
That's what he's planning.
Domestic terrorists.
And don't think it can't happen. We saw it in Oklahoma City, baby. Bad. They have the ability to do it if they want. And the more that we see this man, Donnie, go out to his rallies and spread that hate. Keep pumping the hate. It's the Democrats. They're trying to take your God and your guns. They're disgusting people. They're trying to, everything that he spouts out. He's just feeding that disgusting animal that these people live with. It's scary.
And what they failed to realize is that one way or another, that fucker is coming out. He ain't gonna be president forever. That's bullshit.
No, he's not gonna be bullshit. It's not gonna be president forever, and his kid's not gonna be president, and his daughter's not gonna be president, and Barron's not gonna be a president, and none of that shit. This world will never have anything to do with the Trump name again. And it goes right down to the simplest little things. Look at their charity. They have to go to school to an ethics class to learn how not to steal from the charity you're in charge of. If that doesn't tell you that they are low-life scum-suckers that will steal a nickel from a blind man, I don't know what it's going to take to convince you.
Anyone else should be in jail for doing that.
Yes. I mean, we don't allow this shit in our society. Why would we allow it in our White House?
Thank you.
Amongst the rich people, why can they do it and the average man can't do it?
Well, the
Good
rich,
question.
Those that lean right, they're making money, baby. And that's what I'm hit with all over the place down here. The market, look how great the economy is doing and all this stuff.
But they're making. Wait a minute. But they're making bathrooms safe from dangerous transgender
Yes,
people.
that's right. Because the only reason a man is going to try to become a woman is so he can go into the ladies' bathroom and be prepared to jump on a little girl as soon as that's the whole. That's their fantasy. That's their little evil mind working. That's how they think life is, and that's disgusting. I know transgender people. It's not about sex, baby, at all. Has nothing to do with it. It's your perverted mind that goes that way. They're trying to be who they are. You're trying to make them into your little demon. And it doesn't work, baby. A heart's a heart.
They want control. They're a dying breed. That demographic is a dying breed, and they want to hold power for as long as they possibly can.
And the really
and
scared
that's what
ones.
the Republicans are up to, trying to hold on to that power for as long as they can.
And the bumper
And
sticker
they don't give a
readers,
shit about their
they want to do it by violence.
constituents, and that's yeah. They're promoting violence. You know, Jesus Christ, the number one terrorist in this country is in the fucking White House.
Can I
Just picture this: the Titanic is going down. Remember the scene where it's going down, and Rose and that guy standing at the back of the boat with the chef, and then the water's coming up, and the boat's going down, and he's saying, "Get ready to jump off." Well, that's Trump and Pence and the crew at the back of the boat.
Yep, that's them. Get ready to jump off. I wish he would jump. The only out he has is to resign, but we know he's not going to do that. Somebody else came out. Oh, I know who it was. I don't even know why. Yes, I just realized who it was, and I just go, oh, yeah, it was that guy. Scaramucci, the mooch.
You know, I've never really had anything against the mooch. I mean, he's a smart man.
He is, no doubt, no doubt.
I mean, he was doing his
and
best.
And he has some insight.
To you know, kind of defend Trump, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I remember back when he was still doing that, him and old Michael Aviani were on one of the late night shows, and they were talking, and them two really had pretty much kind of the same kind of thoughts on stuff. Yeah. But, you know, as soon as Trump did what he did to the mooch, he doesn't hold back now. Yeah. And he has this, he says, you know, if
he is 100% get rid of Donnie nowadays.
Yeah. But it's another person with his view of what's going to happen, and all I can do is just say, well, maybe not.
He's not a dumbass. He's smart, and he knew what he was doing when he got that job. Yeah, it was you know, something he could put on his resume. Was it 10 days, 17 days, or something like that?
Yeah, I think 10 days.
It was a whole 11.
11.
He had 11.
Boy, howdy, what an experience.
He wants to be a TV anchor, though. That's what his desire is, to be a TV anchor.
That's where it's gone. That's you see him on every news show there is. He pops in all the time for insight into Donnie, and
I think he plays to the camera.
I am glad to hear him come around, but I believe they got a pact going, him and some other people that are anti-Trump, trying to start a movement within the Republican Party.
Yeah, that's Rick Wilson, Steve Smith, and George Conway.
There you go.
They started the pack. I don't know if Mooch is in on it or not, but they're the ones. And those guys, they're like I said before, Rick Wilson lives just right down the road from me. So I mean, I've always followed Rick. You know, I've got his book, Everything Trump Touches Dies.
Everything Trump Touches Dies, and it's true.
He's got another one coming out, and Steve Smith, that's another guy that was a diehard Republican, and now he's just like, fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. They're like ruining this damn country. And they're not going to just stand by and they're not going to watch it happen for sure.
Well, you know, he's got a high approval rating within the Republican Party. But again, the Republican Party is shrinking. And that's what the Republican leadership is looking at. That these temporary gains that they're getting from Donnie, these tax cuts, the regulations, you know, all that's gonna go to the wayside in a few years when it all catches up and you can't sell a Republican for a nickel. You know, it's they're committing their own demise. They're committing party suicide, in my opinion, because there won't be anything left in that party except liars, cheats, and thieves. You know, bumper sticker readers who are willing to grab a gun and go kill somebody if you don't do it their way or whatever. You know, it's that mentality. But that's how come we need to get rid of him.
Johnny got it fixed.
Huh?
Johnny got his mic fixed.
Hey, Johnny Fly, you got your mic on?
Yes, finally.
Wow. Where's he at? Oh, he's upstairs.
Down,
Travis
he's
just
upstairs.
walked in the door. Johnny Fly got his mic fixed. Let's bring him on down.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Hello, Johnny Fly.
Hey, hello there.
How you doing, bub?
Good. How are you?
Oh, we're doing fine. Welcome to the show.
Hey, it's good to talk to you finally.
Yeah.
Back off for the mic a little bit. You're way loud.
Yeah.
Put it back a little. How's that, brother?
Little bit.
I turned my volume down.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a good mic though. You got a good mic.
Okay, good. Right. Well, I've always been told I have a big mouth, so now.
Yeah, well, join the crowd, baby. You're in good company here.
Yeah, I love this group, I tell you. Even though I got to tell you, I got to rub it in. The Eagles are winning, buddy.
I'm sorry, you say that again?
I said, I'm sorry I have to rub it in, but the Eagles are winning here. I'm in shock myself.
All right. I see what this is going to be. Was this planned out by y'all? Did y'all do this on purpose? Y'all do.
9-9.
Yeah. Bring Johnny Fly in here. He's going to shit all over John's parade. Go ahead. Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead and shit away, buddy. I'm glad to have you in here regardless. Yeah, it looks like the Eagles were going to win. They were looking good on the field. They're looking good.
Yeah, I'm impressed because usually they screw up.
Yeah, well, that's like Dallas, They're the best team for snatching victory right out of the jaws of, Yeah, they'll cough up the ball in the last few minutes.
I've got to go, guys. I've got an animal rescue. I've got to go.
Okay, Ozzy, thanks a lot for coming by, bub. Take care of yourself.
I'm sorry I couldn't stay, but the rescue must go first.
Yes, you bet your ass.
See you later.
Take care, Ozzy.
Good job.
All right, he's a good man. Good man. He rescued.
Yeah.
I wonder how that kangaroo thing ever worked out.
I think they were able to turn him loose already.
Turn him back loose. He's a good guy. He's out there.
John.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, the name of the town I live in is called Spook Hill. It's like two words, SCHOOL hyphen Haven. Schuylkill Haven.
Schuylkill Haven?
Schuylkill, as in kill, K-I-L-L.
Okay.
Schuylkill Haven.
Right,
Okay.
like the Eagles are doing to the Cowboys right now.
Steeple Heaven.
Schuylkill.
You're coming. I'm sorry. Huh?
Yes.
Schuylkill.
Kukul.
Schuylkill. Schuylkill.
Spook Hill. Spook Hill.
Like the word school.
Well, leave it up to me to screw it up. If I can screw up somebody's name or where they're from, I can do it, baby. I can't see.
Haven.
Yeah, I can understand from a Cowboy fan,
Yeah, okay. Here it goes. Spook Haven. What is it now, Spook Haven?
Schuylkill, like in the word school. You go to school.
Oh, school.
You know
Oh,
that.
hush yourself.
Yeah, and that is in that's in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's in East Central Pennsylvania.
East Central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I'm about, I guess 42 miles northeast of Harrisburg, our state capital.
Oh, you're up in
So
the
I'm on the east central part of the state.
you're up in the mountains, ain't you?
Well, if you want to call them mountains, I call them hills.
Yeah, we'd probably call them mountains from where I'm from.
Yeah, I go to Hawk Mountain. It's a raptor sanctuary up there, and that's a nice mountain. It's probably about 1,500 feet high, so.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful view up there.
Well, I'm glad you're here because we need Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is going to be one of those states that everybody's going to be looking at.
Well, you know something? The county that I live in
Yeah.
is called Schuylkill County. And every one of them, they're dumbasses. They all vote for Trump. Oh, Trump that's all you hear.
Go ahead.
Who's having a cough? Hope I didn't get him set off here.
No, that's all right.
I was talking to a guy. He used to run a business, electrical business, and
Right.
he was for Trump all the way because he said Obama didn't like the business people. I said to him, if it wasn't for Obamacare, I'd probably be in my grave right now.
There you go. It's all in your perspective, what you value. It sounds like that old boy values the market and his money more than anything else. At a certain point in time, that money can't buy you everything.
No, but he claimed that the taxes really hurt him and stuff like that. He was a small business guy, but they always complain,
Well, of course. If everybody complains. This side, that side, everybody's got complaints. But what's good for the country, it can't be based on what's good for just your ass.
But if it wasn't for Obamacare, like I said, they found. I don't know if I told you this, but I had colon cancer, but it was in a polyp, and they cut it all out. They think they got it.
Well,
so
let's hope.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Every 3 months I have to go back.
Oh hell.
And if, like I said, if Trump has his way, you might as well bury me already,
Healthcare is the biggest issue in this country because we all face it, and especially as we grow older. There's more things that come with it, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, the young, you know, not so much, but you know, accidents happen and stuff. Everybody's got to be covered. It's the number one issue in this country is healthcare.
Yeah.
And I've always, excuse me, just a second. Excuse me.
That's okay.
You know, healthcare is the last place that needs to be. Damn it, lost my word in my mouth.
Well, it's important for this country. Let's put it that.
Yeah, capitalistic system. That's what I was trying to say. You can't use the capitalistic system in healthcare because the capitalistic system is about making money. It's about making a profit. So what you're saying with the system we have now is that it's more important for the insurance companies and everybody else to make a profit before they consider your health issues. You know, and we can't have that. You know, you can't. You know, it's just, you know, what they all yelled on the right. You're going to create death panels. Are you shitting me? If we don't do something, death panels just
They are creating.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they are. They already have. They already have because they base it on. Have you got insurance? Oh, I ain't got insurance. Well, we're gonna have to send you over to county hospital. Wait outside. We'll have an ambulance come over here and get you in about, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours if we can get them. You know, they don't like to do pro bono work. That kind of shit. You know, it's we can't have our health system taken care of by the emergency room. It's got to be healthcare. You know, right, Dennis?
How's it going, John?
I'm doing fine, buddy. How are you?
Doing good, man.
How's the
Pretty
family?
Good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good.
Did you see the Young Turks video today that Jink was talking about how it was a bad play to withhold the articles?
No, I have not. Why? Tell me why.
He thinks that it will weaken the position the longer we wait. The people are going to be like, we were in such a hurry to do it, and now we're just taking our time. The ordinary person that isn't informed is going to think we're stalling and just playing a game.
Well,
I think it's going to hurt us overall.
I could see that.
There's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to do that, but that's if we hold it in, you know, the longer we hold it, that could happen. Again, when impeachment,
I don't think she's going to hold it very long, though.
I don't think so either.
I think once they came back, I think that she let it cool down, and she wants to find out what the Senate is planning on doing and she's got good reason.
Now, we already knew that
Mitch needs to know what they're going to do.
Mitch had already cleared the calendar for this trial starting January 7th, I think it was. So up until that day, you know, there's no interruption in anything. Just because she hasn't handed over the impeachment to the Senate doesn't mean shit. She can hold it if she wants to. And again, I think it's forcing the conversation about what is a fair trial, because the news became, you know, McConnell saying that he is not an impartial juror, and that they're just going to sweep this under the rug. When that news becomes public and it is more and more talked about, then that becomes an issue with most of the people in America, because we like to think of our trials as neutral or a fair playing field for everybody, and that it is a search for the truth and not a political issue. Mitch McConnell, you know, he's right when he says that impeachment is a political tool, and it is. It's not doesn't have anything to do with the justice system. Impeachment is strictly a political tool, the power held by the Congress, and that's exactly what happened. Now, the fact that it was not bipartisan, that we had no Republican support, I think leans more towards the fact of they've just alienated their tossed away their right to it.
Even their base. There are people that have to go and sit jury duties.
Yes.
So if you're gonna have a trial, then it needs to be a proper trial. And these people are looking at their senators like, yeah, it needs to be. That's why the numbers are still going up.
The numbers are going to change, and they're going to change more and more, because now the attention is going to be put to the Senate. And like I say, the more and more people that pay attention, if they start seeing a rush bum job to sweep it all under the rug, that's not going to bear well for the Republicans, and it's going to look bad, really bad, and it could, very well impact the elections a lot of these senators are facing back in their home districts, home states. This is again, I fall back to the times when I was saying that it's not until we convince those in the Senate that they have to turn their back on the Constitution to allow this man to go free. We need to push that point when we're in there. Our managers, when they're speaking, they need to look right at those senators. There is no ambiguity here. The facts are damn near, and any other witnesses would do nothing but to further.
And just, was it today or yesterday that the email comes out that the money was cut off 91 minutes after the call?
Yep, 90 minutes after the call, that he got off the call with Zelensky. That's when he ordered the hold on the money to Ukraine.
On the money.
After the phone call. So when he says, I want you to do us a favor, though, and starts running off his mouth about the Bidens and the server and all that kind of shit, crowd strike.
You got it. Literally, you got this shit straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Do we really need witnesses? Because we got his word.
Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
If people were honest, you can look right at his ass. He stood on the White House lawn and said, yeah, Ukraine ought to investigate, and so should China. I mean, when you do it out in the open like that, he thinks that nobody's going to pay attention to that. I'm paying attention. No.
And then Mulvaney stood up there and said, yeah, we do it all the time.
We do it all the time. What are you all upset about? Get used to it.
I mean,
get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, get over it.
I don't think they'd be getting over it if the shoe was on the other foot and it was a Democrat doing this. And we said, get over it. Are you shitting me? We've already seen that, though. We saw how they treated Obama. If they could have impeached him, they would have, baby. There was nothing to impeach the man on.
Well, the Republicans would be crying the blues right now if the shoe was on their foot.
Yes. Yep. If the tables were turned and any Democrat had said the things that this man has said, has done the things this man has done, no, there would be an outright, you'd be seeing all sorts of riots in the streets and shit.
But this man, a fist fight in the Congress chamber.
Yes. It's. I don't know. I get pissed.
How's it going? I just want to state earlier that video. I didn't necessarily agree with what Jink was saying. It was just a different perspective that I hadn't thought about, because he thinks that we need to expose those Republican senators to defend a criminal now.
That's what I've always said, is we need to force them to defend his ass. That's not easy for them to do if they're more.
You know what? Nancy knows what the fuck she's doing. Okay, check this out. She withholds the articles and then turns right around and invites him to the State of the Union. Come on. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, I like this. And you
don't
think...
Get his ass on in there in the State of the Union. Go ahead and make that speech into the whole fucking country.
You don't think I'm looking forward to this State of the Union?
Shit.
I am going to look forward to this one.
Yep. Nancy knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, I love her. She's good.
I think if you're going to put him in front of Congress to make his State of the Union after being impeached, it's going to come out. All sorts of blathering shit's going to come falling out of his mouth during that speech. I can just see it now.
It will be one to watch.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, Bernadette, because that just really made me think about that. Yeah. Exactly.
She knows what she's doing.
Other people said, let that motherfucker talk.
How much you want to bet how much you want to bet he tries to weasel out of the State of the Union?
Hey,
that would look bad. But then again, everything he does, it doesn't, like we always say.
He wants to weasel out of the debates, and they haven't even started that part of it.
He's already dropping hints out there.
We haven't even got to the general. He's weaseling out of all the debates with his own, party members, and now he wants to weasel out of the general debates. He wants to have his kingdom.
Yes.
Fuck Trump.
Yeah, but he likes
What'd you say?
Put his ass on TV. Put him on out there. Go ahead, make that speech.
Yeah.
So
Let's see what you got.
I think
What?
He loves the attention.
Oh.
I don't know. I find it hard that he's going to say no to our State of the Union.
Yeah, no, he's going to show up, but it's not going to be a State of the Union like what I think we've seen in,
Oh, he'll blame the Democrats for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Democrats' fault that I'm like at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember the last State of the Union when she gave him that clap back?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The famous clap.
Really quick, I want to hear what Dennis was going to respond to all this.
Go ahead, Dennis.
I'm drawing a blank here, but does Pelosi open up the State of the Union and introduce Trump to the floor?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, would you consider it strategic for her to announce that she's delivering the articles right before he talks at the State of the Union?
Ooh,
That'd be hilarious.
That would be wicked.
Well, and I wonder how many people will be protesting outside that place when he's giving his State of the Union.
Have no
speech.
bigger stage, and it's going to be the most watched event.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It always is, and if any time there's going to be a time to make a move, this is going to be it for him.
Oh, she can turn right
But
before she takes the podium. Before she takes the mic, she can turn to at the mic, turn to Mitch McConnell, and says, "Here's your term."
Yeah.
When
is that? February 4th?
Yeah, February
February
4th. That's when the invitation is open for. So.
Hey, you know what? I only live like 4.5 hours if that away from Washington. I should go down and join the protesters if they're there.
Oh yeah. Oh
You'll
yeah.
take us all with you
Yes.
in spirit.
Yes, we'll be right there with you in spirit.
I'll use my camera phone. You can watch it.
There you go. Yeah, stream it live, baby. We'll be out here watching.
And I just want to say to Travis, thank you for putting up with me. I didn't have my jacks pushed in all the way. I think that's what the problem was.
Oh.
But some of us have been there, done that.
Yeah.
It sounded like you have a mic boost button on or something.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
like
your
really
your input to your
equalized.
machine is way too high.
Let
Yeah,
me
you're
see
hot.
here. Let me see. I'm going to try something. Is
Okay.
it getting better?
No, not
Nope,
yet.
not yet.
Okay. Maybe I
Go
just-
to the Discord settings. Go to volumes,
Or
and
you're
then
outbound.
you can reduce your input.
Okay.
No, that
Is
sounded
that
good.
my own settings, right where my name is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, click that. I'm afraid if I hit the wrong thing, I'm going to be in trouble.
No, that's all right. Go ahead. At least the worst you can do is
Hey.
launch a nuke. Don't worry about it. We
Yeah.
know where they're all aimed at.
All right.
Right up an orange turd's ass.
That's
Yeah.
where my
Yeah.
coordinates go.
In the YouTube chat, Oddly Wired said, "I'm popping in to ask if anybody else heard. Trump is saying he will not guarantee payment to Social Security checks after New Year."
What the fuck?
Oh, you got to be kidding
I'm
me.
going to look into that right now.
Yep.
Oh
Check
my
that
God.
out. You want to
that's
see riots in the
quickest way to
street,
get
Oh
baby?
my God.
a president get hated immediately.
Immediately start spreading that rumor that you're not going to get your
Yeah.
Social Security check. Oh, bull hockey's, that
We won't
you know.
survive.
Hey, you know.
no,
another
we
thing-
wouldn't.
I'll be the first one.
I'll be in the freaking news is what I would, that's where you'll find me. I'll be in the news the day they come try to take my house away.
Hey,
that
but
kind of
you
bullshit.
know what?
I think you'll see fires in the street.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm kind of waiting to see what plays out. Which I don't know what to think about it, but remember North Korea's got a threat against us on Christmas.
Christmas, we're supposed to get a gift.
I wonder that. I mean, what is that? A visit from Kim to the White House?
Yeah, I don't think
what
so.
is it? What is it?
Well, I think everybody's speculating right now that it's going to be a test of an ICBM missile with enough range to hit the United States, which is something they don't have yet.
I wouldn't.
If they cross
like I
that
said,
threshold
I'm waiting to
of
see
an
what that turns
ICBM,
out to be.
it throws another wrench into the whole game. Donnie with North Korea, with this whole bullshit, summits with him and all this stuff. The reason it didn't work out with North Korea is the same way it doesn't work out anywhere for Donnie. Everything Donnie touches dies, just like the book said, whether it be his university, his whatever the fuck it was. Everything he does, he's a bankrupt, corrupt asshole. And any attempt at world relations is going to end up the same way because he's a dick.
Yeah, well, I think I heard someone say, if you can't make it in America selling wine, red meat, and running casinos, you're in bad shape.
I think I could make a run at that. Hell, they say the house always wins. Well, shit, But that wasn't what it was about for Donnie. Donnie was about. Remember, the only thing Donnie has is his name. Every building around the world, all these buildings except several of his bribe collection centers here in the United States and stuff that belong to him. All those others they're just owned by corporation, and he leases his name to them, and that's where he gets his money. And he flashes it around like a big deal, but he's not the owner of the property, the physical building. It's a game out there that they play just for if it's got the Trump name on it, shit, they can charge more.
Yeah.
And nowadays, his name is going down. His popularity's going down. His brand is taking a hit. I hope. I hope big time.
Really quick, I want to chime in here about the comment earlier about the Social Security thing. Right now, the only things I'm finding on it is things that he's mentioned in the past, and there's nothing current unless if it happened just recently. I am not seeing anything based on this. It's not necessarily that I don't think that is something he wouldn't say, but just everybody don't freak out yet because I don't think that's taking place
to come out and make
time.
a statement like that, it would just inflame.
Well, that's what I'm looking for is that in particular statement, and I haven't found it yet. So I'm just saying before everybody.
But it is something that he has said in the past, and it is something that the Republican platform is cutting Social Security, cutting Medicare, cutting back on a lot of social programs, so they can have more money for the defense budget, or for loopholes and all sorts of shit.
I wasn't trying to alarm anybody there. It was just
no. It wasn't you.
I was trying to clarify.
No. You're fine. No, you're fine.
None of us surprised. There's so many little things that come out like that, a little rumor, and then a week later we hear, "Yep, that's it."
Yeah, no, it's just
fire in a crowded theater.
Yeah, no, you're fine. No, it's nothing good. Like that. You and Audley are fine. No, it's just more like, there's a lot of people who rely. Surprisingly, there's people who probably just watch us. As far as not just watch us, but you know what I mean. We just want to make sure that we don't spread any misinformation. That's all.
Exactly.
Okay. Are you familiar with this site, Common Dreams?
Common Dream?
.org, yes.
No.
I'm sorry. Say that again. No.
CommonDreams.org.
Okay. Yes.
I've seen them post on Facebook. Yes.
This is some serious shit, guys. I'm getting headlines from 2 days ago, 6 days ago. Common Dreams being from 6 days ago. Salon, 2 days ago. Trump administration just declared war on Social Security. This is from Salon. Hang on, it's loading up. Salon is saying that an attack on any. Well, let me get down.
Oh, hold on, right here.
Hold up. The Trump administration proposal will require millions of Social Security disability insurance and supplemental security income. So that's Social Security and SSI beneficiaries to reapprove their eligibility for benefits as often as every 6 months, far more frequently than is currently the case. There's no justification for this policy. The United States has already
the strictest eligibility criteria for disability benefits in the world. More than half of all claims are denied. We should be making it easier for workers to claim the Social Security benefits they've earned with every paycheck, not harder, and ripping benefits away from the current beneficiaries who rely on them to survive is even worse. We know that the effects of the Trump proposal would be because Ronald Reagan implemented a very similar benefit cut back in the 1980s. Reagan's policy ripped away the benefits of 200,000 Americans with disabilities. The New York Times reported that people with obvious physical and mental disabilities lost their benefits without having been interviewed. That's the kind of shit that they're probably talking about when they're saying that he's going to go after Social Security. This is not a new thing with the Republicans. It's a con job, just like everything else. Because right now they come out there and they're talking, oh, we want better health insurance and we're going to protect pre-existing conditions and all of this shit. And at the same time, they're involved in a heavy lawsuit here in Texas to strike down the complete ACA, the Affordable Care Act, make it unconstitutional, which would do away with all the pre-existing conditions and everything else that Obamacare gave us. So they're talking out of their mouth, out of two sides of their head, and they'll lie their ass off. But in the background, look at what they're doing. And this is another example. They're trying to cut Social Security. They're trying to cut Medicare, Medicaid.
Want it to fail.
Yes, they want it to fail. They want it to be
self-sabotaging.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, what it's saying is that this proposed rule change was first published in the Federal Register last month, but has received scarce attention in the national media. Last week, Social Security Administration extended the public comment period on a proposal until January 31st, 2020.
Yeah. Pete Briggs, thanks for putting that in there, buddy. I appreciate it very much.
To me, they need to put back the trillions that they stole from it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, Social Security would be fine if Congress would keep their cotton picking fingers out of the damn till. That's where the money goes. They take it for other programs.
They robbed it blind.
Yes. There wouldn't be
put
any
it in their war
danger.
machine.
That's what it is, baby, and that's why they want to cut it now. It's not for anything else but for the defense budget. We already have the largest military and the most powerful military in the world, bar none. Hell, Russia's got one aircraft carrier. It caught fire. They ain't got a bunch of shit. They got missiles. That's it. Yeah. You know, it's the way that the Republican Party sells the defense scenario. You know, you're always under a threat. Look, China's threatening us. Russia's threatening us. All these bad guys around the world. Yes, they are. But we already have, at this moment right now, more weapons, more aircraft, more aircraft carriers, more ships, more tanks, more everything. Everything. But yet every year, and he just did it just the other day, signs a huge defense budget bill. You know,
Yep.
It was Eisenhower that warned us of the industrial defense
Military
you know,
complex.
yes.
Yeah.
You know, because it's easy to sell and it's easy to steal from, and I've seen that with my own eyes. You know.
We can't pass a bill for Russia to protect Russia from attacking our elections.
Yeah,
so we can
yeah. Evidently, we can't get that bill.
budget.
Yeah, we can pass the defense budget, but we can't pass a bill to protect the elections.
We might not be exchanging fire with Russia, but they are definitely attacking.
We are
us
going right back into a Cold War.
Day of the week, they are attacking us, and it's. I mean,
and I don't
bullshit.
see why the Republicans can't.
They don't have to fire a shot.
They are
They're
in
doing
this.
just fine.
Yes, that's exactly what Khrushchev said. We will not have to fire a weapon. We will destroy you from within. Well, guess
It's
what,
called
baby?
Epoch Times.
Yeah.
I think Donald Trump's kind of helping him out and doing that,
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. He knows what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just
I'm
heard
sorry.
that come out of his mouth the other day about the Ukraine thing. Where'd he hear it from? Putin told me. Really? No shit. It's just right out there in the open, and you just can't understand why these people that still follow him do. You know, are you not paying attention? Are you happy with going into to making an alignment with Russia? Because that's bullshit. Because you know what the Russians are going to do? They're going to take back their property in Eastern Europe. They want the Soviet Union back. That's Georgia. That's all sorts of countries over there.
Yep.
That will
Starts
be
with
invaded
Ukraine.
by Soviet Union, and what are we going to do about it if we're the allies? You know, Donnie is trying to flip the switch here, flip the whole table, where our adversaries become our allies and our allies become our adversaries. That's what he's trying to do, I believe.
You know, did you ever notice ever since since Trump was with Kim Jong-il, you notice that he often acts like him now? He claps now when he comes out for a rally.
He wishes we were all like that, John.
He's always clapping.
You know, that's the world that he would love to live in. Is every time if he walked outside, everybody around him would just start going crazy and clapping and praising him. Oh, glorious leader! You're the most, wisdom, most, bullshit, all that crap. That's what he dreams in his head. That's what he wants more than anything else. He wants what Kim Jong-un has. And if he could get away with the ways that Kim Jong-un got it, Donnie would. He's
something to think about.
He's a
John.
heartless bastard. Huh.
The United States has over 600 bases overseas, all over the world.
Yeah.
Right.
The second most. Aussie David and I talked about this about 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
The country with the second most amount of bases, I think, is England, and they have 13.
Right. Yeah, wow. we got everybody beat by far, baby. We're everywhere.
Yeah.
We are everywhere. We go someplace and we never leave. We're like in-laws. We move in, baby. I have always said, from the time I first met Marcia, and if she would ever get on here, she'd back me up on this. I have said it from the beginning. We are not set up to protect this land on this land. We are set up in our defense posture to defend this country everywhere else but here. So that's what we have always feared, is the war here. And if it ever comes, it's going to start between us. And that's what this man is trying to push. He's okay with that. He wouldn't mind seeing a civil war where there was blood in the streets. He would be remembered in I don't know what the freak up in his head is. Some sick dream of his. But we can't let that happen. What's that? Did we lose Jen?
Oh, I guess we lost Jen. Whoops, sorry.
Whoop, we lost Jen.
Yeah, well, he will forever have that asterisk, huh?
Yes, he will.
Yep.
He will be an impeached president for the rest of his stinking life. And I emphasize the stinking part, because everything that man
throughout
does.
recorded history, even after he's gone, he's still going to be
Everybody wants to call him number 3 now instead of number 45. He's number 3. Yeah.
It's too bad he didn't get the number 2 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really.
But he did get to be number 1 in the first president to ever be impeached in his first term.
Yeah.
That is true. First term impeachment, and there is no comparison to the prior impeachments in history as compared to this one.
This dickhead.
He's also...
Go ahead, Jen.
He's also the most orange president we've ever had.
That is true.
Yes,
That is a scientific fact, but it's because of the new light bulbs. It's the new light bulbs that do it. That's how come he wants the old light bulbs.
That's true.
Because these light bulbs make him.
For that.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That was Travis giving you a bell for that one.
It's the wind from the windmills and 15 toilets
cancer.
Flushing simultaneously, reflecting
anybody
off
see
Venus
the,
and some swamp gas.
Did anybody see the tweet that's going around today about Trump and that windmill thing? What was that, last night that he was talking?
I didn't see that.
I haven't seen it.
That he started slurring his words, and at the moment he begins to slur his words, he has this jerk of his shoulders. And apparently some guys went back in some of his other speeches where he starts slurring, and this is a thing.
No
and
shit.
it could be
having many
neurological.
strokes.
It could be neurological, and they're demanding that Trump go and have a full neurological workup, not at Walter Reed, but at some mainstream large medical center like Mayo Clinic to find out what the fuck's going on with him.
Oh.
It won't happen, of course, but it's interesting that it's being discussed.
Well,
but I can understand why it's being discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand why it's being discussed. I mean, something's definitely going on there. I mean, shit.
And he got his nerve talking about Nancy Pelosi losing
her teeth. Yeah. At least Nancy knows how to pronounce a hamburger, or
Yeah.
She doesn't have a problem with that.
I still think that I still think he's got high blood pressure.
I think he's on
super
drugs.
high blood pressure.
I think they keep his ass on drugs one way or the other. You can tell at some of the events, especially after a big event, or, a big news story or something where he's really got his ass in a crack. He'll come to the podium again, but it'll be a lot slower and more. He's on drugs. They got him on.
I saw that documentary where the 30-year-old guy ate McDonald's every day for a month. This guy's in his 70s and eats McDonald's every day. I mean,
every day.
Yep.
Boy, howdy. I think I'd get tired of that menu for a little while.
You've never seen that documentary, Super Size Me?
Oh, Super Size Me?
It's been a while back, yeah.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
I'm familiar.
I mean, the idea, though, is Trump is literally that. In
Twice his age, though.
Yeah. You know it ain't making him healthy.
No. All you have to do is look at him and
could
tell
I
you
offer some good news for the day?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, this will take a moment or two. You folks in chat, listen up. For the folks out there who don't have anywhere to go this holiday, we all know that it can be a very personally painful, unhappy time.
For some, for too many.
My group of crazy friends on YouTube have put together 32 hours of live streaming that will take place on Christmas Eve Day and Christmas Day. All the way till 1 o'clock in the morning, Christmas morning.
Very nice.
There will be a variety of topics, a variety of guests. Each show is going to run 1 or 2 hours. That's all. But it's going to keep rotating from one guy's streaming operation to the next.
Wow,
there's going to be streams happening in Australia, in the United States, in England.
Wow.
And we're all coming together for this one purpose.
Oh,
now to find it, if you go to Twitter and you do a search for a name, Pirate _Kitty, Kitty, she will have on her tweet page somewhere, you'll have to scroll down a bit, this image of the schedule, pictures of all the people doing the shows and the times and day that they're going to be on. And you'll have to search YouTube for that person's name. So it's a little complex to get in. This
but
all
may
just
be worth
happened,
the pursuit.
It all just happened today. So we didn't get a way to make it formal and set up with all kinds of links and stuff. So you'll have to work it. But it's going to be a good time. And for those folks who have nowhere to go, we'd love to have
and
you.
unfortunately, there's a lot. There are a lot in our not only in our society but around the world, in your own town, that will have nobody for Christmas. That through various reasons,
travel the world without leaving your house.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And in conversation and stuff, it means a lot. That's what we do here. That's what we're doing here. This is it's political talk, but as y'all plainly see, sometimes we go off into a lot of different directions, and that's the way it should be with the family. If we were all sitting around the room, we'd be talking about a variety of things. So.
And besides, you guys, you already know one of the people that's going to be on about 4 or 5 different shows.
You.
Yes, that's right.
There you go. Our own Jen Morgan would be there.
Hey, Jen, can I just say something real quick?
Sure.
I just went to Twitter and looked it up. It's Pirates _ Kitty79.
Okay.
Right. That's her full thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. I was just searching it real quick, so I just want to make sure everybody got that.
It's at Pirate _ Kitty79.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you are so interested to get in a conversation, go to Twitter, look that up at Pirate _ Kitty79, and follow the information there, and
drop on by and give Jen a hello and make a new
Jen
friend and stuff.
That's what it's all about, baby.
I don't know all the different times I'm on. I don't know all the different times I'm on, right? Tell you. I'll find out later.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting us know about that, Jen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And for Phantom Kamshita, don't forget the fur babies, which we don't, baby. We take care of ours here at the house. I hope and there's so many of us that have fur babies. It's going to be a big part of their family meeting. But it's this is a family, and I'm so happy that that even those in this room have reached out and they've made contacts, and they're in here all the time. You can come by the Blue Dot Discord channel, and chances are there's going to be somebody in this room, and they're always welcome, aren't they, Velda?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. See, Velda says you're always welcome. And,
Absolutely.
And it's it's just fellowship, baby. That's what them Christians call it. Well, it's fellowship. Well, that's what it is. And everybody needs a little bit in their life. So if you are lonely, if you ain't got nobody to talk to, ain't got nobody to gripe to or yell to, come on over here, baby. We'll listen to you. We'd love to have you.
I probably gave Velda some gray hairs to try to get me set up.
Well, I'm telling you, Velda, Bernadette, Dennis, all our moderators, Jen, they are helpful. They try to help people get, because I'm the same way. If I didn't have that kid over here, Travis, you ain't a kid no more.
Hey, John,
yes,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about those gray hairs.
Yeah?
Miss Clairol came to visit.
Oh, Miss Clairol. Just wave the magic wand, and there you go. That's what I...
In my situation, I don't have hair on the top of my head anymore, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, if I took this hat, you wouldn't believe the amount of hair on my head. It's just massive. It's just, I have to tuck all of it under this hat just so I look like normal, yeah. There you go. I have a solar panel up there. Keeps me warm. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I laugh at my kids because they'll come in here. I think I'm in a bald spot. And I look up there and I just laugh my ass off. Nah, not yet. Just wait. It'll come one day, I'm sure. Anyway, I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming by and visiting, all of our Facebook family and our YouTube family. We appreciate it every time you come here. It's the most important thing you do is give us your time. It's the most precious thing you have. So we appreciate that you share it with us. I want to thank our moderators, Dennis, Jen, Velda, and Bernadette. Where did Bernadette go? I didn't say, where is she? She's up there. There she is. And Bernadette, we thank you all for
Velda, Jen,
Jen, Dennis, and Velda.
Dennis and Bernadette.
Yeah.
No, I said something twice.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Me twice.
Yeah.
Bernadette's there.
There you go.
Yes, you're welcome.
They're always helpful, and we're lucky to have them. Johnny Fly, we appreciate you coming by. Keith, always my brother. And SC, take care of Florida for us. We appreciate it and love y'all.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Hoorah, Semper Fi, my friend.
Hoorah, Semper Fi.
There you go. All right, y'all have a good evening. We'll be back here. Oh, wait.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll put an announcement out. Don't know what we're going to do yet on Christmas, but you never know.
You'll be here Tuesday.
I'll be here Tuesday, right?
Right.
Christmas was Wednesday, right?
Oh, that's right.
Christmas is
Christmas
Friday.
Eve.
Christmas is Wednesday.
Okay, we'll be here Tuesday. That's us, baby. We'll be here, pal. I ain't planning no.
A Christmas Eve family meeting.
There you go. That's what we'll all discuss. What's down in what to expect down the chimney. Anyway, like John Heron says, love to the family, love to y'all, baby. Y'all take it easy. And we'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
everybody.
Good night, chat. Good night, chat. Thanks for coming.
Good night, chat. That's right, baby. Even doorknob head says Semper Fidelis, my friend. See you later, Lone Wolf. Y'all take it easy.